Hey guys, it's Rob from Grit for Glory. I'm here to talk about Rostermania 2016, right after Worlds. So it's 3:24:16 right now. This is the teams that are happening. Obviously, so far CLG is going to stick together, right? And they're sticking together because obviously they're a dominant team. They showed that no team could even come close, with the exception of a couple games dropped a certain team compositions. So what other teams are looking at now is like, how are they going to beat them? How are they going to beat CLG? Obviously, CLG is dominant because they can slay and do objectives. They're all intelligent, aggressive players, and they're not stupid aggressive. They're not disrupting you with their chaos. They're just quickly pushing in and demolishing everything you have, and they're so in sync, right? They all fit together. It almost seemed like Lethal dropped in and they didn't lose a step. So the best way to beat that, um, I don't really. The best way to beat that, what was working at Worlds anyway, was you attack them fast. You get up them fast. You build up a big lead because it seems like they take a while to get in rhythm and they take a while to get exactly where they want to go, and get control of the map. But once they get control of the map, it's almost over unless you are a very similar skill set and style team. But you just can't let them get control of the map because they don't make a lot of mistakes. Um, another team that's staying together, a team that probably had the most success, at least in Slayers against them, was Denial. So they're I think 100% confirmed to be sticking together. Very strong slaying team. The problem with they're obviously slayed strong enough for them to take a big game on them against on Coliseum. And Coliseum is notably CLG's worst game type, Coliseum Slayer. They've struggled with it a lot before Worlds. A lot of their games. And then also they took the other Slayer. I think it was in a really slow game on Slayer on Empire or Eden, whichever one of those weird maps that is. I was getting mixed up. So how can they improve? How can they adjust a Slayer team to an objective team? I think they just need to. Uh, they're using kind of sprint as a crutch. They just need to improve their positioning a little better while they're getting those slays, so they can be in position to pull a flag or be in position to arm a bomb or get some cap a hill. Like they're slaying, they're out of position, and I think that's one of the reasons why I was working against CLG. They're like, why are these guys here? They're just kind of just creating all kinds of chaos. And they need to learn how to kind of create chaos, but yeah, just still stay structured, still stay close to an objective so they can get it done. I think that's the best way for Denial to take that next step and be a real contender against CLG. The big thing that kind of started this off, well, not the big thing. The big thing that started off was CLG dominating. But the first big confirmed news was commonly being dropped from EG and them picking up Suspector. And I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but you should. But I was saying Suspector is the next Pistola. He stays alive insanely well. His map movement's great. He's hard to kill. He's just a really aggressive, hard to kill guy, and he's got his team first in mind. So that's a good pickup for EG. Now, I don't blame, and I don't think they blame commonly either. I think a lot of a lot of fans of the scene are kind of blaming commonly because obviously they were not dominant, but they were the best team before Lethal left, and Lethal left, and it created this vacuum, right? And so they're used to playing a certain way. Lethal was kind of a glue that held a lot of that team together. So Lethal left and created a gap, and they picked up Commonly, who's a very good but very very aggressive player. He's insanely fast. Like he will be in your face and attack you and cause chaos. The problem is EG is not really a chaos-causing team. They're very similar structured to CLG. They want to control the map and push on you, and that's why watching their earlier Halo 5 battles was so fun, is because it was just constant clash of the Titans in the middle of the map. So, and the team that kind of controlled the middle of the map, the team that was like attacking, and the team that's on their heels was one that's going to lose. And that's why you saw during Worlds, the World Championship, EG was on their heels the entire time, and I think it was a little bit to do with the chemistry. If you listen to the verbiage before during their practices, I know we didn't see a lot of the practices beforehand, but we saw a couple. It felt like even after regionals, um, they had this the verbiage that they used was like commonly they already gave up on Commonly, in my opinion. That's what I felt like. I felt like they didn't have the trust in Commonly that they have in Lethal. They didn't have the camaraderie. He was a little too young, kind of got on their nerves a little bit. Um, Honestly, I think he was like challenging them more than he was part of their teammate. I don't think they really like that very much. I think Suspector's a little bit different personality type than Commonly, and a different playstyle. And like I said, I think that playstyle was forcing a lot of them out of their comfort zone. They didn't want to play that fast. And even though it's not bad to play that fast, that's not EG's forte. That's not what they want to do. So it's I don't blame. I think Commonly still is a elite player. I just don't think he's right fit for EG. Um, so the next big thing is RNG. So we've got RNG here. They break up into two pieces. Okay, one piece is going to the new ALG team. So Native got dropped from ALG. L Town, I don't know. It's just madness. Anyway, L Town, Spartan, Stellar, and Unlegit are the new ALG. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. They're the new ALG, and I like this team. In fact, I love this team. I think this team is a top three contender. It's probably going to be for sure at least a third place team. They're three similar style players, three new school players, three very good players. Spartan was very impressive at Worlds and Regionals. He keeps getting better every tournament. So when you have a player that keeps getting better every tournament, you can't sleep on them. You can't sleep on them until they start plateauing, and he hasn't plateaued yet, which is scary for everybody else. He's playing very well. He's a very emotional player, and L-Town I think is basically the opposite of that, right? I mean not opposite as far as he keeps improving also, but he's kind of like Tim Duncan, right? So he'll post up on you and play slow and make the right play every time. He's a good pillar for someone like Spartan to latch onto and to work around with, right? And then you've got Stellar and Unlegit. So Stellar is also a very he can create chaos just as much as Spartan. And when you saw at CLG and most structured teams, they have problems with chaos, right? And then when you have somebody like L-Town running flag and doing the big things that are important and being in the right position, you all of a sudden you have a very volatile group that can really disrupt and capitalize on the top teams. Unlegit is the only question mark for me, just because he played really well during Worlds, but he's a very up and down player. Sometimes I don't know if he's trying. I don't know if he doesn't try as hard. I know Ninja had a lot of these complaints about him too. But not that I'm like taking his side or anything. It's just that Unlegit, you see him, he'll be very up and very down. But I think it's just his play style. He's very in your face also. So if he's running with the right team and doing the right things, he'll cause a lot of damage. So that team, the new ALG, I think is a blockbuster team. They're going to do very well. The next one is the Ninja and Victory are a team of two. And the people who might be running with, I believe, are Commonly and Ogre 2. This is a really interesting team because the best player against CLG all around for in the Worlds was Victory X, which is a surprise. Victory X was playing out of his mind that weekend. He was doing very, very well. And Ninja was going off too. Ninja was playing some of the best Halo of his life. I think Ninja is on another level now that he wasn't at before. I'm not a huge Ninja fan of his personality, but I know that you have to respect him now as a Halo player. He's very good. He still has some of the same problems where he's a little bit too aggressive, over aggressive. Obviously, his individual skill is at an elite top level, so it lets him get away with some of that stuff. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, maybe Ogre 2 will rein him in a little bit. Look, man, Ninja has been reined in by like countless veterans. He wasn't reined in by Walshy. He's not going to be reined in by anyone. The only person that can, he's not going to be reined in. The thing is like, now he's a more mature player and communicates when he wants to be, what he's doing. And that makes a world difference when your team knows what's going on. Especially when you're playing with Ogre 2, who can see those kind of play styles, and he's seen everything, right? So he can kind of communicate around, and they can make things happen. So it's an oddball possible team. They're running together, not for sure, but it's a very doable team. I think Conley's a little too fast again for this team. I think he really needs to be on a disruptive team ALG was last season with their setup, or something like Denial. He will fit really well on a team like Denial, because he's a little more structured than like Huka Bubadubu. But those guys are also amazing players. You can't discount what they can do. But because obviously they have a full roster, so he wouldn't be really a huge upgrade over anybody on that team to put them in a stratosphere. But he belongs on a team like that. So Liquid hasn't made any team changes besides Unlegit leaving. I think that's mostly because APG and Ace are still in LA partying it up with Lethal, the SQ slash BTA squad, and I know Winterfox and Envious both disband. So Mikwin's a free agent. Arcanum and Ares are a team of two. Who else is there? Trying to think. I don't mind the hole in my wall. It wasn't for me, I promise. I'm not a rager. Let's see here. I think that's all. I mean, I know Mikwin's a free agent. I know that means Pistola and Hines are free agent. Hines is probably the weakest free agent right now, in my opinion. I think he's a great player, great objective player. He's a great fill player when you need a fill player, but he's struggling in Halo 5 a lot. So we'll see where that goes. But that's the current Rostermania as of Thursday, 3/24/16. As I'm uploading this video, I'm almost positive things will change. So thank you guys for watching. There's gonna be a lot of videos this week. I have a few of them in mind. Starting tomorrow, I'll make the giveaway video and I'll say who's getting what. But for the subscribers on this YouTube video channel, the next big milestone is 50 subscribers. So at 50 subscribers, I'll do another giveaway with a little bit bigger prize. Just probably another Microsoft gift card until we start getting up until like 1,000s. Then I'll start giving away like the stuff where I'm actually making money. I'll start giving away like cooler stuff, you know. Thank you guys for watching. This is Rob from Grit for Glory. Keep an eye on this, for I'll keep updating Rostermania stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.